Archmage, we have to...
We can't do anything right now. We should first consolidate our position and gather information. What happened exactly?
Monkus is behind all this. He tricked us all.
Monkus? The sorcerer?
He can use his amulet to transform himself. He assumed the role of the street urchin and the school headmaster, at least temporarily.
We never found him in the Tower of Evil. And how could we? He must have disguised himself as one of our own soldiers and come with us to Seastone.
The golem has never really listened to me. That damned magic slate whispered him his real commands. I built the weapon which tried to kill the Archmage.
If you want to blame someone, then start with me. I encourage you to build the thing. It was my duty to not just think of the good, but also the bad it could cause. And your wand, what was that all about? The Archmage is the most powerful mage I know, and I saw him being turned into a frog, just like that.
I don't know. It behaved strangely yesterday in class too. But I never would have thought that it was so powerful that even a little girl... It was the wand. The whole time. It did all the magic, not me. It's so powerful that even a little girl... It's all my fault. I didn't recognize Monkus, and I didn't realize there was a dark force coming from my wand because...
Wilbur.
Because, in reality, I'm not a mage at all.
What's the situation?
Not good. Another two of us have been turned into hamsters. The town is a nightmare in pink. The resistance has collapsed and the lower town is more like a ghost town. The Van Buren girl is transforming everything that is in her mother's way. There's nothing we can do to stop it. How's our patient doing? Come on, Wilbur. You can't go on like this. You've been lying there for days. We need your help.
Go away!
Come on! We have to get the wand back off Van Buren's daughter and find a way to destroy it. And none of us knows about magical wands. You're the only one who does.
I don't know a thing about magic. I just waved a magic wand around and if all went well, I was able to light a fire. A little girl could transform entire cities with the same wand.
But you still know more about magic than we do. And then there's your legendary ingenuity.
Where did it get me? I killed the Archmage and plunged the world into chaos.
The world is always in chaos. And Alistair might still be alive.
Master Alistair's gone. He was transformed and we left him.
We don't know if they've killed him. The council leader might be keeping him as a trophy. Van Buren has turned the school hall into a headquarters because the Archmage's office in the Mage Tower is hiding from her. And all the rat holes in the school have been blocked off, so we don't know what is going on in there.
That's wishful thinking. Alistair's gone. And if even Alistair wasn't able to stop Van Buren's daughter, then we shouldn't risk any more lives. We've no chance.
We mustn't give up hope. Come on, Wilbur. We'll find a way to break the power of the wand. Together.
I can't. I'd just make things worse.
No, you wouldn't. And you've wallowed in self-pity for long enough.
Hey.
There's no place for layabouts or cowards in the Resistance.
That's not...
Yeah? It's not what, Wilbur?
You're right. I'll go back to the White Ridge Mountains.
Fine. Then go home and wait until the war comes to you. But my ring stays here.
Hey, don't! Ah! Ah!
If you want to know what's going on with the wand, find me at the entrance to the lower caves.
The cook brought me the water skin on the second day. It was high time too. I was dying of thirst. It's made of rubber. That's pretty unusual. Water skins are usually made from everyday materials such as animal stomachs and the like. Not something exotic like rubber. When the candle is lit, it doesn't just provide light, it also warms your feet when you're rat-sized and lying in Timmy's bed. I think the cook would be pretty upset if I just take the candle. This must be garbage from the upper town. The tableware might not be the latest word in fashion, but it's perfectly fine, apart from the leftovers. No, I think I'll just leave it there. The plates are covered in greasy leftover sauce, and I'm not a fan of washing up. Especially when I didn't even dirty them myself. There's a few artificial columns and arches here, as well as natural caves. I wouldn't be surprised if there was some mining done here once. What's this? Some kind of little bag. I'll take it with me. A fur collar that looks almost new. Why would you throw something like that away? One could have given it to the poor, or even left it on the chinchillas. That's all I wanted. Hey, that's a knight that says knee. A huge mountain of rubbish, tons of it. And I just happened to find a carved figurine of my very favourite hero. It's a sign. I've read all your stories. He was brave and proud, and he never gave up. Because of you, I wanted to experience adventure and left the White Ridge Mountains. And you were only a story. A bell. I guess it's there to get people's attention, which is usually what bells are for. Should I ring it or not? Do I really want the attention of someone up there? But the hole seems to be the only way if I ever want to get out of here.
Yes? Are you finally finished?
Bill? That you?
With a vein, a black cat must have crossed my path.
Yes, it's me. Could you maybe loan me a rope?
No way, you're a wanted criminal. There are posters of you up all over.
No matter what they say, I didn't kill the Archmage.
Anyone with any brains knows that. You couldn't have harmed a hair on the Archmage's head even if you wanted to. But as long as that's the official version of the story, I'd rather not think about it out loud.
There are posters of me hanging everywhere.
Here, not a bad likeness if you ask me.
Wanted for the murder of Archmage Alistair, the scurvy, dangerous, armed and stinky fiend Wilbur Weathervane. I don't stink. Or if I do, it's only because I spent a few days in bed.
I told them if they wanted to catch you, they'd have to put a serious bounty on your head.
Would you betray me?
If the price is right, sure. But until then, I'm keeping my head down, like everyone else who's got any sense. No, you gotta be smart these days, or you'll end up running around in a pink tutu, or worse.
How's it look up there? How are things in town?
Dreadful. Not a customer in sight. It's almost as bad as during the war. I should have known. Politicians are bad for business. Every last one of them.
Come on, get me out of here, Bill. I won't cause any trouble.
That'd be a first.
Please, I want to leave town.
Don't blame you, but it's too risky. If Van Buren catches me, she'll probably turn me into a pink, doe-eyed petting lamb.
Come on, for old time's sake.
I'm not putting my neck on the line for you. Ask your friends, those darn rats.
Bill? Bill, are you there? He'll never help me unless there's a juicy profit in it for him.
Ah, Wilbur, there you are. Have you changed your mind?
No. I just want to get out of here.
Highly regrettable.
What do you want down there in that dark hole?
I found your wand down there years ago. My grandfather, a true rat adventurer of lore, climbed into that hole just to find out what was down there. When he didn't return, everyone thought he was dead, apart from me.
You followed him?
Despite all the warnings, but I didn't find him. Instead, I found a wand. Just as I began examining it, a terrifying ghost set upon me and I fled. I don't know why I took the wand with me. Perhaps it wanted to be taken. When a little gnome came down to our town some years later with big ideas of becoming a mage,
I was very proud of my wand and... Oh. How did the magic wand get there? And whose was it?
I don't know. There are old ruins down there and lots of terrible tales. If I can find out whose wand it is, then perhaps I can find a way to break its power.
Remy, I wanted to thank you for everything you've done for me.
You saved Timmy's life. You kept us rats fed when there was nothing left to eat. There's no need for you to thank me.
I'd like to help you again, but I can't.
You can, but perhaps you need time to remember that.
The wand. It began behaving weirdly a few days earlier. I thought I was getting better at magic. I should have paid more attention.
And Alistair should have examined it more closely. And I shouldn't have asked you to build a golem. No one is to blame for what happened, or we're all to blame, whichever way you choose to see it. What is important is that we get up and go again.
No, it's crucial that we think first. The last time I just carried on, and we know how that ended up. The wand. Something's wrong with it. It's too powerful.
How do you mean?
Magic is nothing else than focusing the ambient magic around us and then using it. Good mages can also cast minor spells without wands, but most need wands to focus the magic.
And particularly powerful ones focus the magic particularly well.
Yes, and the most powerful not only focus it, they also amplify it. But up there in the staff room, it was different. The Archmage cast spells, Monkus cast spells.
Right. Where did all the energy come from needed to break down his magical defenses?
I agree. It's almost as if the wand itself were a source of magical energy. But I've never heard of anything like that.
Another reason to get to the bottom of things.
One more reason not to rush into things. This is too big for us, Remy.
Pah!
This ghost that followed you back then, do you think it's still down there?
I haven't dared return to the darkness for years because I'm convinced of it.
Then maybe you shouldn't go back down there.
Perhaps you're right. But someone's got to go and find out what's going on with that wand, right?
Remy?
Courage and conviction, Wilbur. Courage and conviction.
Good luck. There isn't much you won't find down here. Hamster wheels, for example. Maybe it's a symbol warning visitors about the evil in the hole. Or maybe it keeps the evil trapped down there. There are ancient symbols that can do just that. How does something like that end up in the trash? If I had a bongo drum, I'd play it all day long. And night. And then others would throw it in the trash. Ah, got it. Yeah. Ah! What the heck? Hey, what's the big idea? Did you build this trap? I'd love to, but I'm stuck. Hey, stop that! Stop that! Are you nuts? Hey, little fella, I could use some help here. Hello? I think it's trying to hide from me. I probably scared it. An old rope, still in pretty good shape. I can't quite reach. Got it. I'll tie the stick to the rope. Done. Yep. Still too light. Hey, you! Hi there! I just want... an approximately fist-sized stone. That would really hurt if it hit me in the face. I hope it stays on. Yep. There we go. Great. And now, the old heave-ho. That got it. Hey, wait. I'm not going to hurt you. The rope helped me once. Maybe it can again. That must be one of the monsters Ethel was talking about. Better if I have a plan on how to overpower it before it notices me.
Oh, hello. You must be the terrible monster that was destroyed by my son's wonderful trap.
Ah!
Can't I, for once in my life, have a normal start to a conversation?
I'm Wilbur Weathervane. You're not gonna eat me or anything, right?
Wilbur? You're not Nate's little friend, the one that was caught by the orcs in the wildlands?
You know Captain Nate?
Know him? We idolize him. Without him, I'd never have met the love of my life, Esther. Gulliver's the name. Welcome, Wilbur Weathervane. Feel at home. Any friend of Nate's a friend of ours.
I remember Captain Nate talking about zombies who helped him in the wildlands. Anyway, what brought you here to Seastone?
A better life. If you can make it in Seastone, you can make it anywhere. Hard work still pays round here. I learned that from Bill. He got us the job here.
Bill the merchant?
The most successful trader in Seastone. Only just arrived in town and we're working for a man like that. Not bad, eh?
I'm not so sure if Bill is really such a great guy.
How can you say a thing like that? It was him that smuggled us into town, even though zombies aren't exactly popular here. Sure, it wasn't cheap, but Bill has his costs, and he created a possibility for us to work off our debts. We build these slates for him. They're a hit, he says. He always wants more.
Hey, I had one just like that.
You see? A hit. Bill has a nose for good business. I'll work hard and learn from him. Then I can finally offer my family what they deserve.
My magic slate was evil, and it deceived me.
Magic slate? Poppycock. They are neither made out of slate, nor are they magic.
If they're not magical, how do they work? Because I don't see any gears.
I don't really know. Has something to do with the intelligent stone, as Bill calls it. Fell from the sky one day in a blaze of light. I cut off a thin slab, set it in a wooden frame, and then give it an almighty electric shock. That's all.
You pump electricity into the rock and that wakes it up?
Yes, you could put it like that. Unfortunately, it doesn't work anymore. It's a serious problem. How am I supposed to finish the last batch if I don't have any power?
And Bill came up with the idea for the slates. I never would have believed it.
Why not? He's very innovative. He copied the idea from a trader down south with his very own eyes. At first, he had a couple of carpenters from the lower town work on it, but they just kept wanting more and more gold. Didn't give Bill a chance. He had to let them go and shift production down here. We were lucky that we were standing at the gates at just the right moment and were looking for a job. And now we're just one batch away from earning our own gold.
How do you deliver the slates to the upper town?
Have you seen the hole above the pile of rubbish? Bill lowered us down through it, and every time we finish a batch of slates, we ring the bell and he sends down a basket.
So the hole in the ceiling's the only way out of the underworld?
The only one I know about. And we don't need any more. The current batch is our last. Esther, Nate and I will be pulled out of this stinking place and can finally begin our undead lives in earnest up there.
When will the next delivery be ready?
Never, by the look of things. No electricity.
If I help you, will you take me with you when you leave?
Why not? If you help us, we'll help you too. Of course we will.
Right. Then, so why don't you have electricity?
That's what I would like to know. I guess it's got something to do with those darn rats. They use the same cables as us. They probably wanted to sabotage production.
I can't believe that. The rats are very nice.
Nice? They attacked my wife, wanted to eat her. And now I'm sure they want to prevent us from working our way out of poverty. Don't talk to me about nice. Yes, we promised an old friend we'd name our first child after him.
And this little robot?
Nate.
Nate?
We promised Nate we'd name our first child after him. We actually wanted to wait a bit, but my little cherry blossom started having problems with depression, said I worked too much and that she felt lonely. You know how women are.
Nope.
So then we built Nate. Well, we started him off at least. He did the rest himself. He's a great little inventor.
Nate built himself?
Once he could hold a screwdriver, there was no stopping him. But he doesn't only tinker with himself, he invented most of the machines in here.
That thing too? It's really impressive. What does it do?
That? He got it in his head that a machine could do my work quicker. But as you can see, it's not working.
I think I scared Nate earlier.
He's shy and has never seen anyone like you before. In fact, he only knows Esther and me.
Where is Esther?
Oh, at home, but it's not really presentable. Anyway, you ought to sort out the electricity first.
No problem. Hopefully it's not a big deal. There's a lot to do. Best I get to work.
That's the spirit. You only get anywhere in this life through hard work.
Why build something out of wood when you can build it out of iron? That was one of my granddad's favourite sayings. That philosophy brought me iron toys, iron shoes for the garden, and lucky, my iron horse. Gulliver, may I please borrow some boards?
No problem, I've got more than enough wood to complete the order.
Works! I've never seen tape that wasn't useful for something. The cook hasn't left my side for a moment. Remy probably told her to watch me. I think she's a little cuckoo. She mumbles to herself all the time. Hello.
My God, oh God! My, how you've grown!
I'm, Wilbur.
Stu,
You're the cook, and your name is Stu. Isn't that kind of metaphysical? In a cosmos composed of names, billions upon billions of names, you, a cook, are named Stu. Destiny? Fate? Blind chance? Mere coincidence? A fine kettle of fish, indeed.
no such thing as coincidence. Cause, effect, that's all. Ethel's my name. Want some stew?
So you're the cook here in the rats' camp?
Yes. I am good at mixing things. Was a lab rat for years.
You worked in a lab?
For a mad alchemist, until it got too dangerous. Wanted me to trial a face cream that would make you look 10 years younger. I was only 2 at the time.
Oh, right. I get it.
From then on, I tried to be really stupid, attempted to fail at every experiment. The question is, if one tries to fail and is successful doing that, has one really failed?
Can I ask what happened to your leg? An alchemistical accident?
No, I gnawed it off myself.
What?
Down there in the cave. You'd have done the same, ooh.
Somehow I just really doubt that.
There are monsters there, I'm telling you, and they've got it in for us. If you have to choose between your leg and your life, then you nibble.
If you know a lot about alchemy, then you can brew potions, right? Like shrinking potions, for example.
Oh, don't hold much store by magic potions. People start craving them. Start with weak potions from itsy-bitsy little phials, then at some point they aren't enough anymore. Suddenly it's got to be small potions, then medium, then large, then epic.
A single vial that would shrink me back to the size of a rat would be enough for me.
Oh, no, much too dangerous.
What are you cooking?
Stew, it's always stew.
Tasty. What kind?
It's always the same, has been for years, but new things are added every day, whatever happens to appear. Do you want a bowl full?
Well, I guess I'm kind of hungry.
One stew coming up.
This tastes fantastic.
Cooking is like alchemy, just fewer explosions.
I attached some double-sided tape to both the outside and the inside. 2 are better than 1. I'm not quite sure why, but I glued the fur onto the inside of the wheel. That might even work. Wow! You can inflate rat water skins. Who'd have thought? No idea what that's supposed to be good for. No, that would just ruin the fur and it wouldn't be fluffy and soft anymore. Hey, a water wheel. Not bad. But it still needs a few blades. I'll just ask Ethel for a few more potions of stew. Thanks. If I eat another thing, I'll explode. 8 bowls on the hamster wheel. That should do. I'm not quite sure why, but I glued the fur onto the inside of the wheel. Okay, I'll put the balloon in the middle. And this is the moment of truth. It's no problem if you know your way around known physics. Hi, Gulliver.
Hello, Wilbur.
The master of electricity.
Excuse me?
We've got electricity again.
Really? Looking good. We're back in business. As soon as we've solved the other problem, we can finish off the batch.
There's another problem?
Bill changed his order 2 days ago. The new slates have to be fluffy and pink instead of black.
Fluffy and... So what now?
According to Bill, it's the law. Esther is already looking for a solution. Please go and ask her how she's getting on.
Okay, but once we've solved the problem, can we get out of here?
Of course. As soon as we have a solution, the batch will be ready in 2 or 3 weeks.
What?
If all goes well, I can manage 3 slates a day. 4 if I put in a night shift. A couple are pretty much finished. Bill wants 80.
I want out of here, and I don't want to wait another 3 weeks.
You can't always get what you want. Perhaps you can help me cutting the rock later. That might save 2 days.
But... Hi, you must be Esther.
Yoo-hoo!
Hi, Nate. I'm sorry if I scared you earlier. Gulliver's promised to take me to the surface with you if I help you with the delivery. He said you're making the fluffy pink covers for the slates.
Oh, I'm not ready yet. And it's not a cover. I'm trying to mix a fluffy paint.
A fluffy paint?
Yes. There are hardly any fluffy materials or furs down here. But old paint and chemicals are here in abundance.
I've never heard of fluffy paint.
Well, there are warm colours, cold colours, neon colours. Why shouldn't there also be fluffy colours?
I'm not sure if a fluffy paint is the right way.
It's the only way. We have to work with what we've got. I'm sure that a good alchemist could find the correct mixture.
Ah, I know someone who's good at alchemy.
Really? Would he help us?
I don't think so. She's actually the cook in the rats' camp.
Oh, the same old story.
The rats are lovely, and you folks are easy to get along with, too. Why don't you like each other?
Oh, it all went a bit badly wrong. We had had a long journey. We lay down in the rubbish to have a bit of a rest. At some point, I woke up and saw a rat nibbling at one of my fingers. She must have mistook me for a discarded tidbit. I only realised this much later. I was very surprised and shouted very loudly.
Ew! And then?
Gulliver jumped up to defend me. In doing so, he pushed over a heap of junk that buried him as well as the leg of the fleeing rat. Gulliver was shouting wild threats out and trying to free himself from the rubbish. I went over to the little rat to try and help her. She must have took fright. She gnawed off her leg and limped away.
That's truly a tragic story.
Since then, Gulliver believes all rats have it in for us. He wants to protect me. He won't let any rat into the vicinity of our home and has forbidden Nate and myself to talk to them.
But if Ethel the cook wanted to help, would you let her?
Of course. Why not? We just mustn't tell Gulliver about it. He would never allow a rat into our house.
That's the smaller of the two problems. The larger is Ethel. Even if you find the right paint, Gulliver thinks it would still take weeks to complete the delivery.
It's hard work, and Gulliver is working as quickly as he can.
There must be a faster way to build the slates.
Nate thinks so too. That's why he built the constructor. Unfortunately, it doesn't work.
It would make things go faster.
Well, not much faster. It would still take a few hours.
Nate and Gulliver seem to have gnome blood in their veins.
No, Nate has no blood. Gulliver might have something sticky in him.
That's, not what I meant. I meant they both like to invent things.
That's right. They used to make things together, but now, because Gulliver has so much to do, he doesn't have any time for it anymore. I know, but Papa is only working hard, so he'll have more time for you later.
I think it's great what you've done for yourselves here. The workshop, this cave.
We have tried really hard, and it will do for us. A little home for a little family.
I think Gulliver sees that differently. Seems to me he's already planning for life in a palace.
He's very optimistic. I think we should be content with what we have. If you're always dreaming about the future, you miss the here and now.
Life is what happens to you while you're busy making other plans.
Who said that?
I read it on someone's wall, so it must be true. Gulliver's very enthusiastic about Bill.
Yes, he thinks he will help us.
But you don't think so?
Oh, what do I know? I'm just a simple girl trying to take care of her family. But my head was chopped off just because I'm a zombie. I'm really not sure if the people in Seastone will take to us, however hard we might try.
I suggest you keep on going for now. In the meantime, I'll go and see if I can win Ethel over to our cause.
You do that.
Take care, Nate, and you have nothing to fear from us gnomes.
Yes, Nate. Wilbur is a gnome. You remember them from your book, don't you? Nate has a book about the races in Avantasia. It's his favourite. I have to read it to him every evening. Yes, a gnome.
Yes, gnomes.
Nate thinks he has at last found another inventor.
Inventor?
The book says that all gnomes love tinkering and inventing.
Oh, gnome. Esther's equipment isn't all that bad. Her main problem seems to be a lack of experience. Do you need this stand, Esther?
I don't know. Do I need it?
No idea, but I think I need it.
How do you know?
I get a feeling whenever something catches my eye, I should take it. Sooner or later, I'll find a use for it.
I do that too. That's why I've got so much useless stuff here. Take whatever you like.
What is it?
A map of Avantasia. Nate built it. He often likes to dream of travelling across the lands.
He's never been up there?
No, but I tell him about it every evening, and he has his books.
The map is made from old sheet metal and recycled parts. It must have taken forever. I really hope one day Nate gets a chance to visit some of these places. An empty bottle of cognac with a little musketeer hat for a cap. It says, another one for all on the bottle. I don't like alcohol, but the cap's funny. An empty bird cage?
Oh, Nate often feels lonely when Gulliver and I have to work. We thought a bird might be a bit of company for him. I'm making good progress. I've already found a batwing and a few frog eyes.
Yeah. A few handfuls of sand should be enough. Let me guess. This is one of Nate's inventions.
Of course. It makes us breakfast every morning.
It works?
Let's just say the next thing on my wish list is a machine that will clean the kitchen up after breakfast.
A portrait painted by Esther. Could be a relation of Gulliver. This looks like scales used by some of the merchants in the market. But this one's broken. One of the pans is missing. Do you want me to see if I can find a second pan for the scales, Esther?
Oh, don't. Just leave it. I'll mix the colour by eye. You're welcome to take the scales with you if you want.
Ooh, might prove useful. Thank you. A small socket wrench. Nate must have used it to build the map. I'm sure he won't mind if I borrow it.
My son says you could help him with his constructor. I told him you said you weren't an inventor, but you did sort out the electricity, and Nate says all gnomes are inventors.
In theory, yes. Practically seen, I'm practically not practical at all.
The constructor could save us a lot of time once it's up and running, and you are in a hurry, aren't you?
I could have a look. Where's the problem?
We need a strong fan belt. All the ones Nate tried so far have torn. And we need coal for the steam machine. Wood and garbage don't burn hot enough. I still can't say for sure whether the machine will actually work. Not all of Nate's inventions work at the first go.
Hey! V-belt and coal. Sounds doable.
But don't forget we still need the fluffy paint as well.
How could I? Work never stops.
It looks like you'll have some help. Don't cause any mischief, boys.
I need some of the intelligent rock.
For the constructor? Of course. Help yourself.
Oh, this is a clock cuckoo's nest. They are so rare. They build their nests in human houses and disguise them as clocks. When the homeowners aren't looking, they fly around and steal cookies and other treats. Although it looks more like a replica of a clock cuckoo's nest. There are people who actually hang these things in their living rooms. The wrench could actually fit. It's worked! It's ticking! I'll set the hands to 12 o'clock. The bird really has seen better days since losing its feathers. A musketeer hat with a feather. That reminds me of someone. That's firework. At the end of the war, there was a huge victory celebration in Seaston with lots of rockets and firecrackers. Several fires broke out and the town was damaged more severely than any time during the war. I wish that was more surprising, really. I don't have anything to celebrate, but maybe I can use the black powder for something. Ooh, another firework. 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 I brought Nate a little bird.
Oh, that's so kind. Now we just need a thunderstorm to bring it to life.
You can do that?
You don't?
At any rate, I'm glad I could help. The constructor is supposed to saw both the magic rock and the boards and assemble everything all on its own. Pretty complex task, if you ask me. This monster could speed slate delivery production up so much that we could even finish that last delivery for Bill today. All we have to do is get this machine wound up and rolling. Ooh, another firework. We might have to oil it once the machine is up and running. It's not necessary at the moment because the machine is well oiled. Good job, Nate. Ooh, another firework. Ooh, another firework. Although, I will need more black powder. Maybe I can get a better view from up there. Yep, definitely better. Not decisively, though. I think that should be enough for a nice stick of dynamite.